Hi, my name's Catherine. I am the owner and founder of Sunny Hill Flower Farm. So today you have just gotten your flower box in. So we're gonna walk you through every step you're gonna need to know to process your flowers and get the best vase life out of them. So first things first, you're gonna open your box, which this one's already open, and you're gonna pull out each bundle of your flowers. So I'm gonna have you pull each of them out, and I want you to check and see to make sure the box is cool. If you get the box and it's very hot inside, that's a concern, and then you would need to contact us about your shipment. So we're gonna pull out each of these bundles and look at each of them. Okay, and then you're gonna go ahead and put your box down. Now that you've taken the flowers out of your box, you're gonna go ahead and take each bundle. You're gonna undo the rubber band on the bottom and then take that plastic off. And then also take off, there's gonna be a paper, like a wet paper piece. And then you're gonna need a garbage can for this, or you can use your box that it got shipped in. And you're gonna cut probably about 2 inches up the stem. And you're gonna cut at a 45-degree angle. Then I want you to take that same bundle and I want you to put it directly into the water, and even with the paper in the water. So what's gonna happen is the water is gonna wick up that paper, and it's just gonna make sure that all the stem and then plus the leaves and the whole flower head itself get as much water as possible. So when flowers travel, they can get very tired and wilted, but this gives them like an extra boost to get everything they need to be along. To unpack each bundle, I want you to take out, and you're probably not gonna, because you're probably gonna put multiple bundles in each vase. So what I want you to do is just take some flower food, open it up, and put it in one of the vases. You can keep the other packets for changing out the water in your arrangements once they've been arranged. So we're gonna go ahead and repeat this process with each bundle. And then sometimes if the paper's a little bit too far down, just go ahead and cut it up the stem there and go ahead and take your rubber band off and take the plastic off. And then again with that wet paper. All right, and then you're gonna cut everything at a 45. And you're gonna go ahead and repeat this process with every single bundle. You're gonna go ahead and take that plastic off, take that paper off, and then you're just gonna give those stems a 45-degree cut. Now processed all the flowers, cut the stems, and now we're gonna let them soak for 2 hours in these vases of water, and then we're gonna come back and finish the processing process. Okay, we are now one step closer to getting our beautiful arrangements together and having these beautiful flowers in our home. So let's go ahead and take each of these vases. These have been soaking, and now it's time to unwrap each of them. So the first one we're gonna process is basil. So this is gonna be your filler flower. And so sometimes basil can come in and it looks great. Other times it's gonna need some help reviving. So we're gonna take apart and look at all of our stems here. And if we have some, we are gonna actually take off any yucky leaves on the bottom. We just wanna remove any of that bacteria that we might have. And then we are gonna go ahead, and if they look pretty wilted, because they've been hydrating for 2 hours, remember that. If they look pretty wilted, we're gonna do something that's gonna put them in shock. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut the stems, put them in boiling water. So I want you to take a pot of water and boil it, and then put the stem in there, and then go ahead and put it directly back in water. So we're gonna go ahead and repeat that process with each of these stems. Okay, so our basil is in our vase right now. So if these don't perk up within the next 12 hours, go ahead and send us a message. Okay, so now continue your process. This is going to be your filler flowers. They're probably gonna be just fine. And remember, they still may be a little wilted, but no worries. All they need is just some more water, but the basil is a little bit more particular. That's why we do that extra process on it. All right, next up is our sunflowers. Now these can have a hard time just because they are a very long stemmed flower, and they're super beautiful, which means they need extra care. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna open them up, and if they look kind of wilted, we are going to do a special process when we cut the stem. Let me walk you through this sunflower cutting process. So basically what you're gonna do is you're gonna come to the stem of your flower. Here it is. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna cut it, and then you're gonna also slice up the middle. See that? I'm gonna slice up the middle. This is going to allow the most space. To see how it's split like this? You see that? It's gonna bring all that water up into the flower head. Okay, so remember that you don't have to do that with sunflowers unless you see there's a major problem with them hydrating or they seem extremely wilted. That's just an extra process that you can do with them. So now we're gonna go ahead and open our marigolds, and these are very simple. They should be fine. If you do have a problem, let me know, but they should be fine. We're gonna just stick those in the water over here. And then we're gonna bring out our amaranth. Just gonna open that up again. And remember, these have been hydrating, so they should be good. And just remove any dead leaves. That's huge. Into don't let any leaves be in the water. That will produce a lot of bacteria, and it will just dirty the water pretty bad. Whoops. See, you should shake the thing before you pull it out of the water. Okay. Now we are gonna open our zinnias. These do super well. And we're also going to use that same technique. If you open them and they seem kind of wilted, what you're going to do is that same process we did with the basil. So I'm going to check these. They look a little rough, and so what we're going to do is we're just going to cut those stems again, kind of even them out, and we're going to just give them a quick cut. And they may look fine when you get them, and then you're just going to bring that hot water over. Give them a good swish, and then in they go. And so you're just gonna repeat this process until they're all done.